What's up guys, Lifts here. In today's video we're going to be talking about an awesome piece of workout equipment known as the kettlebell. The kettlebell has been around for hundreds of years. Originally it was used in Russia by farmers to measure out their crop scales. Out of this tradition, people began to lift the kettlebells for exercise and competition. Fast forward to the late 90s and early 2000s, the kettlebell makes its way over to the US where it becomes very popular. Nowadays, you can find kettlebells in gyms, implemented in sports conditioning programs, and can even be purchased to be used in your very own home. Training with kettlebells increases strength, power, and conditioning. They are effective in improving performance when it comes to weightlifting and powerlifting. They are great for increasing cardiorespiratory endurance and can be a good alternative to get in some cardio in a short amount of time. They increase core strength, stability, and grip strength, and they are ideal for getting in a total body workout. With that out of the way, here's the workout. Alright guys, so we're going to start off this workout with a couple warm-up exercises. First being the halo. The halo improves joint mobility, it loosens up the shoulders and the thoracic spine. It also increases core strength and stability. To get the maximum benefit from this warm-up, make sure to go in both directions when performing this exercise. The next warm-up exercise we have is the slingshot. The slingshot develops strength in the abdominals and the obliques. In doing so, it improves posture. It teaches individuals how to effectively engage their core, and it also improves mobility in the shoulders. Just like the halo, make sure to go in both directions to get the maximum benefit of this warm-up exercise. Moving on to our first lower body exercise, we have the goblet squat. The goblet squat is great for teaching fundamental squat technique. It teaches individuals to begin the movement by lowering their glutes first, not just bending their knees. It has great carryover to other variations of the squat, such as the barbell, front, and overhead squat. Make sure to keep the kettlebell close to your chest when performing this exercise. Here we have the Romanian Deadlift, or RDL for short. It focuses on the glutes and the hamstrings. It's excellent for teaching the hip hinge movement. When performing this exercise, make sure to stick your glutes out as far as possible when lowering the weight. This will really focus on the stretch in the hamstrings. Also keep in mind that you want to have your back as straight as possible when lowering the weight. This will prevent injury. This kettlebell variation also has awesome carryover to other variations of the Romanian deadlift. Here we have our first pressing movement, the floor press. The floor press targets the muscles of the chest, shoulders, and triceps. Pressing from the ground places the shoulders in a much safer position than a standard bench press. Make sure to keep your feet nice and flat on the ground to provide a good base of support. Due to the shape of the kettlebell, it forces you to keep the weight under control throughout the entire movement, thus increasing shoulder stability. When pressing upwards, make sure to come across your body. This will put a greater emphasis on the chest muscles. Here we have our first pulling exercise, the row. The row increases the overall size and strength of the back. In doing so, it increases pulling performance. When performing this exercise, keep the arm close to the body, really driving with the elbow as opposed to just yanking with your arm. I find it helps to engage my core when performing this exercise as it keeps my upper body nice and stable. The rows also strengthen your grip and they teach proper scapular retraction. The shoulder press increases shoulder strength and size. It increases the stability of the shoulders by placing a load on them. Keep the arm close to the body as you press the weight up, as moving outward could cause injury to the shoulders. Make sure to engage your core during the movement to keep your upper body nice and stable. Here's another view of the same exercise. Notice how I press vertically up. I'm not bringing the weight out to the side or in front of me. Just nice and vertically straight. In doing so, I'm keeping my shoulders in a nice and safe position while strengthening them. By focusing on one shoulder at a time, you can really figure out if you have any imbalances and really work on any weak points. Here we have our first isolation exercise, the bicep curl. The bicep curl increases size and strength of the bicep. Due to the shape of the kettlebell, there is constant tension throughout the entire movement. As a result, there is greater muscle fiber and motor unit recruitment. The shape of the kettlebell also makes it much harder to cheat during the movement. To prevent cheating, I like to imagine that my elbow is glued to the side of my body. That way my bicep is acting like a hinge, doing all the work to move the kettlebell up and down. Here we have an isolation movement for the triceps, the skull crusher. When performing this exercise, make sure to keep constant tension on the tricep. What I mean by this is when you are lowering the weight, make sure not to set it down on the ground. If you set the weight down on the ground, this will completely negate the benefits of the exercise. Make sure to keep your feet nice and flat on the ground to provide a nice base of support. Due to the shape of the kettlebell, it's easier to keep the weight near the body, thus keeping the elbows in a nice and safe position. And last but definitely not least, we have the kettlebell swings. Kettlebell swings are an explosive exercise that increase strength, power, and conditioning. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Leva Lifts signing out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one, guys.